having an unnatural allegiance to losers does not like you.
This is not at all how I expected to start off the new year. Fighting for the channel, pretty much losing the channel. I thought it was gone, and then somehow managing to keep it. Through all the ups and downs, we're still here, still kicking. And in today's video, I just want to give you guys a little news update on everything that's kind of happening. There's some bigger things that's happening that I'll cover in more topics, like in separate videos, because it's just really that big, that important. So subscribe, stay tuned for that. But for this video, let's get to some of the smaller things that you may or may not heard of. One of the last things that I talked about before the channel got hit with all the controversy is the colorblind filter. I thought it was really cool, and I still think it's really cool. You really don't see developers going that far and beyond and trying to accommodate so many people. Like, it's a lot, you know, and for the developers to be doing that, I think it's really cool, and I appreciate the effort. But after players, you know, was made aware of it, people started to use it. And as people started to use it, people started to feel negative side effects of it. This news article here says Tekken 8 players experience vertigo and migraines due to the new colorblind filter. Now, I haven't really played it that much to really like feel any symptoms. I played probably like a match or two to gather footage for the game, for the video, and then that was it. So maybe if you do play for a long duration of time, like, you know, you're expected to, maybe you will feel something. I don't know if that's something that the developers will be able to fix. For those of you who briefly watched Moonsault Slayer 82, you may be familiar with this topic. And shout out to all you guys who even know what that is. But it says, translating from Japanese to English, what I'm curious about, talking about the color filters, is regulations when using this feature during offline matches. So basically tournaments. Will this be tournament legal? Like, if you show up with this feature, will you guys be rock, paper, scissors for colorblind features the same way people do for player 1, player 2? That's a question that needs to be asked. Harada responds to this, and he says, regulations for tournaments and events vary depending on the community. So I think it's best to contact each community and organizer. So basically he's wiping his hands and he's saying this feature's in the game and it's up to all of them to decide whether or not it's legal. I think it's interesting that the developers is wiping their hands clean with it, because in my opinion, bro, if you see some of the pro players on Twitter, they always complain about the different monitors and the lag and the refresh rates. And if the developers for Tekken set a clean line on what's expected, like you can't run a tournament if your monitor isn't this good, I think you would see a lot more people not complaining. So I think they should kind of say, like, this is the bare minimum, this isn't accepted, especially when you talk about the amount of money you win. Like, there's a tweet here that shows how much money will be up for grabs in the Tekken World Tour finals that take place in literally weeks from now. First place 50,000, second place 13,000, third place 6,000, and fourth place 4,000. I do want to note that the numbers isn't that high the last time around. If you guys remember, Tekken had a lot of sponsors and stuff, and the numbers was way up there, like 100,000. This time it's a lot lower, but still, you want to have rules set so people can prepare the best way they could. The next topic. The first one is an update from Harada, and he's talking about how a lot of issues that's being experienced in the demo will be fixed when the game actually releases. There were some people on Twitter who's been sending me glitches. You know, Xbox had a little glitch, PlayStation, you know, you can also talk about bugs with characters, balancing. We already know that Tekken 8 will continue to be updated. That's what made Tekken 7 so successful. And in my opinion, I think they're even going to be more on the ball, because one of the biggest complaints that I feel like a lot of people had is the developers not being as active. So that's something else that they need to fix. Not only the game customization, story and whatnot, but also themselves and how they update the game is something that needs to be looked at, right? But Harada says the Tekken 8 demo, which is now available, has attracted very positive feedback and pre-orders are steadily increasing. I still have not pre-ordered Tekken 8. He says, thank you for all the support, and we will be fixing the problems found in the demo version and the full product version. Please wait for a while for the full release. I wonder if the developers will also put out like patch notes as well. This character buffed, that character nerfed. I've kind of seen some of what people are complaining about. I know there was a big Kazuya push. I don't know if that still exists or not. I kind of haven't been paying attention, but I just wondered how quickly will a developer cave to people's requests, or will they hold off and say, nah, we're going to leave this character like that for at least a couple of months or something? Or will they be quick to turn, We'll see. Talking about the weekly trailers. Now, a weekly trailer did not drop this week, and a lot of people were confused as to why, when, where. And we have a tweet from Yasuda that basically gives us a straightforward answer. It says, our company is closed for winter until the 4th. So today cannot be counted as Wednesday. So basically no weekly trailer will drop because we're not, in the office. Harada is having everyone be at the computer when it's time to hit public. So if everyone's on break, then you can't have someone in the office to hit publish. So that's why no trailer dropped this week, but do expect a trailer this upcoming Wednesday. While we're on the topic of weekly trailers, we have a tweet here from Ikeda. It says, today was the last day of work for 2023. So this is before the new year. He says, I have finished creating all the character PVs. This is the weekly trailers. I am grateful to everyone for the work I have done this year in my own way. So basically here with this tweet, he's confirming that all of the weekly trailers are edited and done, and they're simply waiting to hit upload when the time comes. Just another sign that we're getting closer and closer to the release of Tekken 8. Also note, this year marks the release of Tekken 8 and the 30th anniversary of Tekken. I just want to highlight this because Harada is mentioning the 30th anniversary. They haven't said what they want to do, but there is rumors starting to swirl that they will definitely do something. The next tweet here, someone is asking Harada, who is the person wearing the hat? At the end of chapter 1, there's a person walking through the cave with a flashlight. A lot of people think it's like Eddie, Julia, Leo's dad, a new character, the journalist from Tekken 7. There's many different theories going around, but Harada did not give an answer. He says, if you want to know who this character is, then buy the full version and play it. If I had to take a guess, it's either going to be Leo's dad, the journalist, or it's going to be a totally brand new character. But in my opinion, I think it would be cool if it was the journalist. I know everyone thinks he's boring and everyone hates him, but to see the character given a second chance, I think that would be really cool, because Tekken 8 really is like taking everything that was bad in Tekken 7 and making it better. Right, you talk about customization, you talk about graphics, you talk about this, you talk about that. The narrator, being one of the biggest screw-ups in Tekken 7, should also get a second chance. I think that would be dope, right? The last thing, this was kind of interesting and was a big deal when it first happened. I'm late to the party. There was these posters that was shown and they had a different release date from the one that we know. It says January 21st, 2024. The release date for Tekken 8 is January 26th, I believe. This had everyone confused. Will PlayStation get the game a week early? This is not something that we heard of or seen or knew about until now, and this caused a lot of confusion. There was a news article from Push Square and also a tweet from Harada that gives us a little clarification on what this is. It says Tekken 8 early release date is a mistake. Bandai Namco confirms it. They reached out to Bandai Namco and were told that the aforementioned date is a simple mistake, most likely a typo on the store's side of things. So basically not Bandai Namco. Harada also adds to this and says, this should be a misprint. I have no way of knowing if this misprint is a platform measured banner or store measured by the publisher. I'm pretty sure he probably digged into this to figure out how this typo occurred, but at the time of this tweet, he didn't know if it was because of Bandai Namco or it was because, Bandai Namco told them and then they typed the wrong thing, right? You do got to keep in mind that there's a lot of other games that's releasing at the same time or the same week, so they probably got confused with something like that, right? No harm, no foul, in my personal opinion.